Good afternoon. Parents, friends, and family of the Fort Knox High School class of 2026, please rise as our administration and graduates and staff enter the arena. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors, the national anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah.
Two step forward, march. Center, face. Forward, march. March, march. Colors, hold. Ready, set. Ready, set. Breathe in, march. Order, arms, about, face, forward, march. Color, hold. Right, face, forward, march. March time, march. Color, hold. Face.
Thank you, Fort Knox JROTC. You all may be seated, and please join me in welcoming our principal, Mr. Christopher Ford, to the podium.
Good afternoon, families, friends, faculty, and most importantly, our graduates of the class of 2026. I'm excited to welcome all of you to this memorable celebration. I would also like to thank our distinguished guests who honor us with their presence today. Our commencement speaker, Brigadier General Stephen King, our garrison commander, Colonel David Holstead, DOWIA Chief Academic Officer, Ms. Tiffany Hoban, DOWIA America's Acting Director for Student Excellence, Dr. Christy Huddleston, Southeast District Superintendent, Mr. Gregory Bull, and Fort Knox Community Superintendent, Ms. Kimberly Dunn. Thank you for all that you have done in your respective roles to support our Eagles. To our graduates, today we gather to celebrate not only your achievements, but your resilience, perseverance, and the bright future that lies ahead for you. So I want to start by just taking a moment to recognize how truly impressive this graduating class is. Our graduates in front of you have earned nearly $8 million in scholarships and benefits. Nearly 50% are continuing their education at colleges and universities. 3 have earned prestigious ROTC scholarships, and we have 1 who's earned an appointment to West Point. There are students amidst us who have earned the seal of biliteracy, several who are heading off with athletic scholarships, including Division I. We even have a student that's been accepted into Berklee College of Music in Boston. These accomplishments speak for themselves. More importantly, they reflect the hard work, the resilience, the commitment to excellence that define this class. Class of 2026, your journey has been defined by resilience, growth, and change. I've had the privilege to watch you evolve, from earning AP Gold recognition to raising the bar and challenging yourself to reach even higher levels of distinction as we set our sights on AP Platinum this year. You've experienced a major school transition from sharing the hallways with the middle schoolers, and I know we all love that, but we love them even more from across the street, to advocate for different ways to improve school spirit and school pride. Through each challenge and each success, you didn't adapt. You helped shape what Fort Knox High School has become. And that impact will last beyond your time here. These changes are not just symbolic. They represent your resilience and your role in shaping what Fort Knox has become. Over the last couple of weeks, I've reflected on a conversation that I had with Ms. Dunn after last year's graduation. She asked me what it felt like to graduate my first class. I told her I was proud and I was excited to see them start their next chapter. Then she said something that stayed with me. She said, just wait until you have your second class. Standing here today, I understand exactly what she meant by that. While I'm incredibly proud and excited for each one of you, there is also a sense of sadness. I will miss being able to tease Bruce every morning about his smile, Mark about wearing shorts in 10-degree weather, or the number of consecutive days that either Jaden or CJ could make it to school on time. Or even having to point to some shoulders every day for my ladies. Right. But seriously and more importantly, I will miss greeting you at the drop-off or the conversations in the hallway every day. Your impact has gone far beyond your individual accomplishments. You have supported one another. You have helped us grow as educators and leaders. As you step into what comes next, remember that the journey won't always be a straight line. That's okay. There will be moments where everything feels clear and others where you're unsure of your next step. What matters is that you keep moving forward. Each and every day, you walk past the words Invictus in our hallway. Words that remind us of who we are and when things get difficult. I'm a master of my fate. I am a captain of my soul. That's not just a poem on the wall. That's a mindset. It's a reminder no matter what obstacles you face, you're always in control of how you respond, how you grow, and how you move forward. And as eagles, that message matters even more. Eagles don't avoid storms. We rise above them. That ability to rise above challenges is not new. It's part of who you are. As military-connected students, you've learned to navigate, adapt to new environments, and build connections no matter where you land. Your experiences have shaped you. They've prepared you in ways for you to serve far beyond today. As you leave here, I encourage you to stay grounded in three things: passion, purpose, and progress. Follow what excites you. That's your passion. Never forget your why. That's your purpose. And most importantly, keep moving forward, even when it's hard. That's your progress. Because no matter what life takes you, if you continue to rise like an eagle and you remember that you're the captain of your own soul, there's no limit to the impact that you will have on the world. Thank you, class of 2026. All right, let's give class of 2026 a round of applause. At this time, I'm welcome to honor to the podium our garrison commander, Colonel Holstead.
First and foremost, for those of you, family, friends, and mentors who have traveled from far and wide, welcome to the best installation in the United States Army, Fort Knox. Last week, I called Miss Dunn and I asked her for 60 to 90 seconds to speak at this graduation ceremony. And at the time, my intent was to talk about the venue at Brooks Field. However, Mother Nature did not cooperate, but the point remains the same. You see, Fort Knox is one of only two places in the continental United States that has a high school. And for you graduates, your mothers and fathers have served the greatest nation in the world for the past 18 or so years of your life. But the point is this: you served too. And so Brooks Field was to honor your military heritage and your service to the country as well. And so, although going forward, all Fort Knox graduations will be held at Brooks Field with an alternate weather plan here, I wanted to wish all of you the very best. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve with you over the past year. Thank you.
Thank you for those encouraging words and what we can look forward to in the future. Now, audience, please give a warm welcome to the podium our senior class president, Miss Hannah Steele.
Good afternoon, faculty, family, friends, siblings who were forced to come here today, and most importantly, the class of 2026. My name is Hannah Steele, and I am honored to stand here tonight as Senior Class President for the Fort Knox graduating class of 2026. Today, we come together to celebrate our journey and mark an unforgettable chapter of our lives. We walked into this school as new students. We were smaller, our backpacks were definitely heavier, and most of us spent the first week walking in circles trying to find the pack. Today, we're walking out. And honestly, looking at all of you in your caps and gowns, I've never been prouder to be your class president. But before we talk about us, we need to talk about the people who got us to this finish line. To our faculty and staff, thank you. To the teachers who didn't just teach us math or history, but taught us how to think for ourselves, we owe you everything. To the custodians, the cafeteria workers, and the administrators who kept us safe, you are the heartbeat of this school. And on behalf of the entire graduating class, we thank you for everything. To our parents and families, thank you for being our constant. You've been our Uber drivers, our private chefs, and our loudest cheerleaders. We might not have said it enough, but we wouldn't be here without your love and support. To the class of 2026, look at the people sitting next to you. We've been through a lot. We've survived exams we didn't study for, the cafeteria's mystery meat, and a world that seemed to change every time we looked at our phones. We've had the highest highs and the lowest lows. Some of us have grown up together, and some have just met this year, creating a bond no diploma can signify. When I look at you all, I realize our real education never came from a textbook. It happened in the quiet breakdown in the backseat of a packed car, watching a house we loved fade away in the rearview mirror. It happened in those heartbreaking, breathless goodbyes at airport gates, holding on just a few seconds longer because we didn't know when we'd feel that safe again. It happened in the terrifying silence right before walking into yet another new school, swallowing the lump in our throats and praying we'd find just one friendly face. We are a community bound by the shared ache of constantly starting over. We had to learn, far too young, that home is a fragile thing. It isn't just a place found on a map or a house we can return to. It is just a feeling. It's the few rare people who truly understand that our lives are a beautiful, heartbreaking cycle of loving people deeply only to have to tell them, see you later. When the world felt too heavy to carry and the loneliness was too loud to face alone, we became each other's anchors. And that's what makes leaving this place the hardest transition of all. It is very important to remember the experiences, good and bad, that have shaped us into who we are and who we will become in our lives moving forward. It has taken us the past 4 years of hard work and dedication to get us where we are today. So as we say goodbye to this chapter of our lives, I would like to leave you with one piece of wisdom. Be a person, not just a profile. In a world that wants you to be a brand, or a GPA, or on a front page headline, I challenge you to be a human. Be the person who shows up when a friend is hurting. Be the person who isn't afraid to fail spectacularly because you were brave enough to try something new. Don't just suck it up and be resilient. Be the person who is strong enough to ask for help when you need it. As you go out there to make your mark, remember this. The biggest impact you can make isn't always on a global scale. It's often how you treat the person standing right in front of you. With that being said, I would like to dedicate this speech to Clarence Brown and his commitment to kindness and positive relationships. Congratulations, class of 2026. We did it. Now let's go out there and be the kind of people this world actually needs. Thank you. And without further ado, join us in welcoming our assistant principal, Miss Judy Thomas.
Good afternoon, families, friends, distinguished guests, and our incredible class of 2026. Today is one of those moments we look forward to. The moment we get to celebrate not just achievement, but character. Not just grades, but growth. And not just a student, but a young man who has woven himself into the fabric of Fort Knox High School. It is my honor to introduce our salutatorian, Mr. Jackson Dykes. I got more to say about you, Jackson. You can stand here with me. Come on. Jackson is the son of Lieutenant Colonel and Chrissy Dykes and the proud brother of Cassidy and Max. Over the past 3 years at Fort Knox High School, he has built a legacy defined by academic rigor, leadership, and service. And from the moment he stepped into our halls, he brought a quiet determination that spoke louder than any spotlight could. He built a schedule packed with honors and AP courses, and he didn't just survive it, he excelled. His academic resume reads like a highlight reel. College Board National Recognition Program, the SOAR Award, Rotary Student of the Month, and Excellence Awards across mathematics, science, English, Spanish, AVID, and leadership. As his bio states, he challenged himself through a rigorous academic schedule
while remaining deeply involved in his school and community. But what I admire most is that Jackson never chased recognition. He chased growth. When we talked recently, he told me he joined Teen Court at first because he needed something to put on a resume, but then he stuck with it. He stepped into leadership and quickly discovered he genuinely loved the work. That's who he is, someone who leans in, learns deeply, and leads quietly but powerfully. He poured himself into student government, academic decathlon, drama club, NHS, NEHS, the school newspaper, varsity bowling, avid tutoring, peer mentoring, and even football management and videography. He has given hundreds of hours to service, supporting theater productions, academic programs, and athletic events. He is the kind of student who makes the school better simply by being in it. One of the experiences that shaped him most was the Kentucky Governor's Scholar Program at Center College, where he studied dramatic expression. He told me that program opened doors he didn't even know existed and connected him with peers who pushed him to think bigger. It showed me a lot of things I didn't know previously, he said, and you could hear the spark in his voice. And yes, he's already thinking big. This fall, Jackson will attend the University of Kentucky's Lewis Honors College, majoring in biochemistry on a pre-dental track. His dream is to attend dental school and ultimately become an orthodontist. Knowing his work ethic, I have no doubt we'll be saying, we knew him when. When I asked Jackson who he wanted to recognize today, he didn't list a long roster of names. He didn't talk about mentors or friends or programs he's been a part of, even though he's had plenty of those. Instead, he paused, thought for a moment, and simply expressed gratitude for the support of his family. That humility, that groundedness, that's the heart of who he is. Jackson is the kind of young man who understands that success isn't a solo act. He knows the late night conversations, the rides to practice and competitions, the encouragement during stressful weeks, and the steady belief in his potential all matter. And even with everything he has accomplished, he carries that gratitude quietly, without fanfare. It's woven into the way he speaks, the way he leads, and the way he shows up for others. In a world that often celebrates the loudest voices, Jackson reminds us of the power of sincerity, of remembering where you come from, and of honoring the people who helped you rise. That's the kind of character that lasts long after the medals and certificates fade. Graduates, Jackson embodies purpose, passion, and progress. He reminds us that excellence isn't loud. It's steady, it's intentional, it's built one choice at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Fort Knox High School Class of 2026 salutatorian, Mr. Jackson Dykes.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. First of all, I just want to give thanks to all of our wonderful guests for coming out today for such an important occasion. To the teachers for being there for us on our worst days and celebrating with us on our best days. To Mr. Ford and Ms. Thomas again, who have kept everything running smoothly for the past 2 years. And especially to my parents for always supporting me on every step of my journey into adulthood. Later this evening, when everyone's at an after party, or tomorrow morning at the after parties, if you're scrolling on social media in between AI brain rot clips and 6-7 jokes, you might see clips of other graduation speeches about how everyone there has known each other for their whole lives and how they're going to miss the only world they've ever known. However, for us, that speech would be pretty inaccurate, to put it lightly. We've had people move here from all over the world, from Germany to Korea to New York, and all other sorts of places. We have people who joined the Fort Knox community 5 years ago, and those who arrived this past summer. Since then, I've seen strangers become closer than siblings. I know none of us have personally known each other a long time, but for me, this school and all the people in it, yes, including Paul, have played a part in making me who I am. I don't think I would be half the person I am today without the love and care everyone here has shown me. If I've had a fraction of the impact on one person here that all of you had on me, then I can leave here happy knowing that I changed someone's life for the better. Each and every one of you guys means so much to me, and I know all of you are going to go on to accomplish incredible things in your lives. If I can leave you with one piece of advice, it would be this. Lead from the front. Be the one who arises to the occasion. I know you can do it because I've seen it happen time and time again. So fly high, Eagles. We have our whole lives ahead of us. Let's make the most of it. Please welcome Mr. Ford back to the podium.
I'm truly honored to introduce our valedictorian, Abigail Ziegler. Abigail is the daughter of Colonel retired Matthew Ziegler and Megan Ziegler, and the proud sister of Lena, who I'm told is wonderful and sweet. Abby did mention Lena may be losing a tad bit of the sweetness as she begins the confident teenager stage. But Abby promised me one of the personalized brownies that Lena made if I avoided elaborating too much on that. So I'm going to stop since I really do want the brownie. She is deeply grateful for the support of her extended family, including her grandparents, who have played an important role in her journey. As a military-connected student, Abby has experienced the transitions and challenges that come with military life, from new places stateside to Germany, starting kindergarten at the old King Solver Elementary and being a student at the old McDonald to return to Fort Knox for her last 3 years. While we often talk about the difficulties tied to those experiences, Abby chose to see them differently. She embraced them. She believes those experiences helped shape her into someone who is adaptable, curious, and deeply appreciative of different people and perspectives, and that is evident in everything she does. Her accomplishments reflect both her intellect and her passion. She's a graduate of both the Governor's School of Arts and the Governor's Scholars Program. She's earned varsity letters in drama in the academic decathlon, where she's placed first overall for the state of Kentucky this year, earning multiple medals. She's performed in 10 productions, served as president of the National Honor Society, and contributed over 350 community service hours. Her curiosity extends far beyond the classroom. Abby has explored more than 45 cities and visited over 25 museums, developing a deep belief in the power of preserving and sharing stories that define us. This fall, she will attend University of Kentucky as a Singletary Scholar studying art history and public policy with a minor in German. As you can tell, she's an amazing leader. However, let's talk about the person. I want to share a brief story when I first really noticed Abby. There was a coffee house event that our drama program was hosting in the Black Box, and she was serving as the MC for the event. She stood on the stage full of confidence with an unexplainable smile that didn't just brighten the room, but it spread some type of energy that was just simply contagious. But what stood out most wasn't just how well she performed, it was how she supported others. She spoke confidence into them. She encouraged them. And when they had equipment issues, she just adjusted seamlessly and provided coverage. That night taught me a great deal about who she was. But what was even more impressive was that it wasn't just that moment. The same positivity, grace, leadership from that night, it has constantly defined her every day, in every classroom, and in every interaction. At one point, I asked Abby how she manages to bring that mindset with her each and every day. She said something simple but very powerful. She said little moments of friendly connection make her feel appreciated and welcome. And she tries to carry that energy forward to brighten the days of other people around her. That perspective speaks volumes about her character. It's something all of us can carry forward. But before I invite her on the stage, there were two other people that she wanted me to recognize who have played important roles in her journey. Her best friend, Nora, who resides in Connecticut, and one of our own, Jackson Dykes, will be joining her at UK. And now it's my honor to present someone who represents the very best of Fort Knox High School. She has not only achieved at the highest level, but she has done so while lifting others along the way. And that is the true measure of excellence. Your class of 2026 valedictorian, Abigail Ziegler.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. So, for my entire high school career, I knew that I would be graduating dead last, alphabetically. Being a Ziegler means that you're used to waiting for your name to be called. I'm incredibly excited for the opportunity to be representing our class, of course, but I've got to say that being bumped up in the graduation order is the benefit I was maybe more excited about. Rocio, my Z last name fellow, I'm so sorry for abandoning you there at the end. To the families, friends, and teachers in the audience, thank you so much for coming. Your support means so incredibly much to us. To my fellow graduates, about time! Senior year has a unique ability to be fast-paced and interminable all at once, but we've officially finally made it. To be entirely truthful, I've been debating what to say up here for quite some time now. There's a lot of sage experience and deep wisdom I think is important for people our age to hear. But upon further reflection, I decided to maybe move away from that. What right, ultimately, do I really have to be giving life advice? I'm 18. In the grand scheme of things, I haven't actually seen that much life yet. In fact, the most exciting thing about graduation is how it brings us closer to the incredible, overwhelming, multifarious world of life we have still yet to live. So, in lieu of giving advice, I wanted to take this opportunity to share some thank yous. My standing here on this stage represents 13 years of compounded effort, dedication, frustration, and immense amount of wisdom from people all over the world. The list of people who have impacted my journey here, from the smallest glancing moments to the most committed, steadfast ways, is far too long for me to ever complete. But I'd like to honor all of those connections here in any small way I can. Thank you so much to the teachers, faculty, and dedicated staff of all types that have made my education possible. I have been immensely blessed to be around people who care deeply for me and my success throughout my years in school. Every teacher I've had who worked tirelessly to prepare me for my future while making me a more informed, conscientious person, thank you so much for everything you've given me. Thank you to my fellow classmates and to the members of my graduating class. You've made this year special, and you're all brilliant friends. You've made a community that's fun, engaging, bright, and funny, and I'm extremely grateful to have been a part of it. Thank you to my best friend Nora, watching via live stream, for sticking with me through it all. You're so fantastic, and I'm incredibly grateful to have you in my life. Finally, thank you most of all to my family. You've made me the person I am today, and everything I am, everything I've done, and everything I hope to accomplish is all thanks to you and your unwavering, incredible love and support. Dad, thank you for making me laugh, and for the level head and realistic outlook you've always reminded me to have to balance my natural neurosis out with. Mom, I can't even begin to say thank you enough. There isn't enough language in the world to say how deeply I love you. And trust me, I really, really like to talk. You are an incredible force of nature, and I am so deeply grateful for all of the energy and love you've poured into me throughout my entire life. Lena, thank you for being the sweetest, kindest, most considerate person I've ever known. I'm genuinely honored to be your older sister. You're such a fantastic person, and I know you're going to blow us all away when you graduate in, 6, 7 years? To everyone else, thank you so much for listening to me talk. Everyone here is a ginormous thank you in someone else's speech, and I hope that you can all go home tonight and share all of the wonderful ways those people have impacted you. I know, and to my classmates, I hope that you all can take it to heart how many people have impacted you, and that after we go home here, we know to thank them deeply for everything that they have done to support our success. Thanks a bunch, Chissy!
Thank you, Abigail. Now let us welcome back Hannah Steele to the stage to introduce our guest speaker for this evening.
Brigadier General Stephen M. King currently serves as the Deputy Commanding General and Director of the Reserve Personnel Management, Director at the U.S. Army Human Resources Command. Commissioned in 1996, he brings decades of extensive leadership experience in military personnel management, having served in key roles across the Army, Joint Staff, and the Office of the Secretary of Defense. Throughout his distinguished career, Brigadier General King has held numerous critical assignments, including Senior U.S. Army Reserve Advisor for the Reserve Forces Policy Board, Assistant Chief of Staff G1 of the U.S. Army Civil Affairs and Psychological Operations Command, and Deputy Commanding General at U.S. Army Cadet Command. He is a combat veteran with deployments in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Spartan Shield. Brigadier General King holds a Master of Arts in National Security and Strategic Studies from the U.S. Naval War College. And his numerous decorations include the Legion of Merit and the Bronze Star Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, General King.
You really did well at that. Let me start by saying that was one of the most beautiful national anthems I have ever heard. So please give a round of applause. Class of 2026, congratulations, you're almost there. Just hang on a little bit longer. We'll make it, I promise. It's really going to be tough to follow up those speeches, but like Ms. Ziegler said, I guess I'm the sage old guidance and advice on life. So God help you guys, you're in trouble. Let me begin by thanking Mr. Ford this morning for the invitation to speak. I am humbled. It's an honor. My oldest daughter was an Eagle several years ago, so looking back on it, Fort Knox High School holds a special place in my heart. The friendships, the community, but especially the amazing experiences offered by this world-class DOWIA school. So thank you very much for that, sir. And small world, we've served together before, so that's also a nice little plus. Graduates, I know it's been a long road to get here. Take a deep breath. You may be sitting here today thinking that this marks the end of something. But I'm here to tell you, it's just the beginning of something that can be truly amazing. More so, I am living proof that who you are at this moment is not who you are going to be. Your high school years, some amazing, some good, some a little bit on the tough side, regardless, are just the foundational moments in the life you have not yet made for yourselves. To the family members and friends of the audience that are supporting our graduates, I know it took a lot to get them here, but I also know you would not take back one single moment of it. They may not say it out loud, and I've had teenagers, so I understand they're not telling you. But you've made these young men and women who they are today, but more importantly, your love will have a tremendous impact on who they are going to be in the years ahead. When I was asked to speak, I had no idea really what I wanted to say. I think I've gone through about 12 different versions of this. Then I thought about what my high school graduation speech was 34 years ago. And I say that because I got my glasses here just in case I need them. I frankly could not remember a thing. I honestly don't even remember anybody speaking. So knowing that really took the edge off. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to try to say something that you can hold on to, so even if it's just one phrase, one moment, or thank God he's off the stage. My time in high school came to an end in 1992, a long time ago. But even now, I can still hear the sound of the class bells, shoes squeaking across the basketball courts. I can feel the rush trying to get to my locker in the crowded hallways. Remember a few of the teachers, a couple of the classrooms, but really those Friday and Saturday nights with friends. Sometimes kind of into the Sunday mornings. Class of 2026. Think about what memories are you going to take away. I can see a few smiles on your faces, and I'm not going to make you share what's going through your mind right now, because it may not be for parental consumption. And that's okay. But those memories are what brought you here, but realize they're not going to define the future that's still in front of you. What lies ahead is to be determined, and that's frankly the best part of it all. Something I didn't realize when I sat in your seat all those years ago, life is not going to go as planned. I hate to tell you. Life won't be a straight line. You're going to wander. You might get pushed off your path. It's going to be full of twists, turns, detours, and frankly, maybe a few roadblocks. But I'm here to tell you that sometimes those off the plan path parts of life are where we're supposed to be. Sometimes the unplanned path is the right one. We just don't know it at the moment. My first years out of high school, I changed my major. I was an accounting major going in, then I realized that I can't even spell math. Not a good combination. I found myself close to losing my scholarship early in my freshman year and having to leave because of academic probation. I'd never struggled before. Then halfway through my senior year, I found out I wasn't going to go on active duty, meaning I had no job waiting for me when I got out of college. Really tough because I planned on getting married 3 weeks later. Try to explain that to your soon-to-be wife and the in-laws. But I did eventually find a new major, and I found a passion. I did keep my scholarship and actually graduated with a pretty high GPA. I did find a job. For the military thing, I didn't go on active duty some beautiful place like Germany or Italy. I was in the Army Reserve in North Alabama. But it seemed to have worked out anyway. As I told you, life's not going to go as planned. Looking back, my early twists and turns were really pretty small. But at the time, to me, they kicked my tail. Hopefully yours are going to be small as well, or you don't encounter any of them. But just keep pushing forward. Find your path, even if you have to forge a new one. Knowing you will likely face some bumps and maybe a few roadblocks, I'm going to offer you 3 quick words of advice from that sage old guy that gets to speak today. First, be bold. Take risks outside of your comfort zones. Risks that you take to get you to where you want to go. I know some of the parents and family members of the audience are going, what the heck, man? Don't say that. Not my baby. I'm not talking about jumping off a bridge or anything crazy. My hope is that you don't just sit back and let life come to you. Instead, reach out and grab it. If you really want something, you're going to have to be ready to take a risk and go for it. Sure, you might fail, but what if you don't? For me, my risks included things like moving away from family to a college campus I'd never stepped foot on. A few years later, I up and moved my young families from Southwest Florida, to Southwest Florida, to a job opportunity I had no training or experience in. And then I moved into Cleveland, Ohio. Florida, Ohio, think about that. A few years later, my 30s, mid-30s actually, got a chance to jump out of planes. Common sense and now my aching body are going to tell you that those were probably not the right decisions in the moment. But I ignored every obvious reasons to not, and I just did. And I'm here to tell you, take the risks and go for your goals. Ignore the don't and just do. Although each of these took me down a different path completely from what I had planned, they kick-started a confidence in me and gave me an amazing life. My second point, life works so much better when you have somebody to walk beside you down your path. Not only having somebody, but be somebody. Somebody that no matter what life hits you with, makes you feel like you are a success. Not because of what you do, but because of who you are. For me, I found that somebody my senior year, and she took that risk and she married me. I took life's detours and bumps for her, and her for me. When I'm struggling, my wife tells me, you've got this. Now, you probably hear that almost all the time from your family. But coming from her, it calms me. It gives me a sense of resolve and confidence. Also, I realize what she's really telling me is, when she says you've got this, is we've got this. Because I know I have a partner going down my path. Last thing I want to impart to you is that you should always remember where you came from and who you truly are. Life is going to challenge you. But I challenge you to stay men and women built on strength and character. And that you know that you can always fall back on the love of those who got you here and those who will always support you. I am the son of Michael and Anna King, the husband of Tina, father of Ashley and Megan, the grandfather of Nova Lee. Regardless of whatever I achieve in life, that is who I want to be known as. Anything else just frankly doesn't matter in the big picture. I know my parents gave of themselves and sacrificed, much like all of your parents did. I know they demonstrated to me a strong work ethic and taught me to be a man of integrity, humility, and kindness. I know I will always strive to live up to their expectations. I know my wife, daughters, and granddaughter love me, regardless of my many, many flaws. I know that I would give anything and everything for them. I hope you live a life in which you can say something very similar 34 years from today. The life in front of you is for you to make and for you to make alone. I challenge you to take the ride with the turns and the detours and the bumps. Take risks. Find somebody to take that path with you. And most importantly, when the path gets bumpy, remember from where you came and who you truly are. Class of 2026, congratulations. You have left a lasting legacy on this school, but that is just the beginning of what you're going to accomplish. On behalf of all the administration, your teachers, and all your family and loved ones out there, you've got this. Strength starts here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General King, for those words of encouragement and wisdom for our graduates. Now, this is the time we have all been waiting for. It is now time to receive your high school diplomas. Students, when I call your row, you're going to rise, turn right, turn left, and then line up along the wall. That's a change from yesterday. So, when you stand with your leader, you're going to turn right, turn left, and line up along the wall. Audience, we ask that you please be very respectful as each student crosses the stage. Please remain in your own seats so that everyone can see their graduate and have their special moment, and ensure that we can hear each name called. Those on stage with me, you may please rise and step forward to congratulate our graduates as they come across the stage. Row 1, here we go. You can please rise. Our valedictorian, Abigail Ziegler. Our salutatorian, Jackson Dykes. Soloist, Kiara Fortunato. Cadet Colonel Nia Aldana. Senior Class President Hannah Steele. Ethan Abbott. Kother Al Qureshi. Maxwell Aladdin Fuentes. Jaden Ames. Colin Badgett. Caden Basile. Haley Barrios Rivera. Jaden Billups. Bruce Birch. Row 2, please rise. Jace Bowling. Kaylin Bryant. Andrew Clark. Isaiah Collins. Journey Combs. Valeria Concepcion Irizarry. Cameron Constance. Jesus Cruz Rondon. Jasleen Dela Cruz. Victor DeLeon. Kediel Danis Ramirez. Victor. Ijane Dokes. Adriana Domain. Kayla Dwyer. Row 3, please rise. Gracie died. Christian Epps Jr. Alexis Espinosa. Vaughn Fielding Child. Elena Hagler. Paul Harper. Joshua Hernandez. Cameron Hudson. Jalen Irish. Jesse Lachey Jones. Landon LeBaire. Brennan LeBoy. Carson Lancaster. Andrew Loper. Row 4, please rise. Alexis Lorick. Adrian Luciano. Robert Magalong. Mark Moore. Elijah Moss. Torrance Navarro. Anaya Nelson. Liam Nisbet. Amari Nysta Morgan. Lincoln O'Coin. Grace Olson. Eli Ortega. Jocelyn Pafford. Aquino Reyes. Row 5, please rise. Eric Riesenberg. Jonathan Rivera Aviles. Emma Riker. Angel Santiago. Eric Saucedo. Amaya Sharak. Charlisha Sherlock. Jaden Shields. Katya Sikorsky. Isabella Spoto. Jalen Staten. Caden Stempian. Rolu Amafa to Grace Ta'ala. Peter Thomas. And last, row 6, please rise. Andre Thompson. Ava Trainer. Chase Ungatine. Jalen Varela. Azaria Watson. Tierney Wesley. Jaleel Wright. Janaya Wright. And our final Z today. Rocio Zahuantitla. Thank you. Those on stage may return to their seats and let us welcome back Mr. Ford to the podium to certify our graduates.
Okay, graduates, please stand. Each member of the Fort Knox High School class of 2026 has successfully fulfilled all requirements for graduation. I will now bestow upon them all rights and privileges they have earned. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Fort Knox High School, I hereby declare that these candidates have met all the requirements for DOWIA High School diploma and request that such diplomas be conferred upon them. Under the authority vested in me by the Department of War Activity, I hereby confer upon these candidates their high school diplomas. Graduates, you may now turn your tassel from right to left. Fort Knox High School, class of 2026. Please welcome Dr. Alvarez back for dismissal.
We thank all of you for being in attendance today and wish you all safety and happiness this evening and moving forward with your life. Staff, you will please exit first as you entered, and graduates, please follow our staff behind. You may meet your graduate outside. Staff, you may please rise. And each side of our staff may exit first. Row 6, follow behind our staff.